Good afternoon, guys. It is 12:26 on Thursday, the 12th of January 2023. You may be able to hear from my voice that I am recovering from a bit of a chest infection that seems to have struck me on Friday and has taken pretty much until now to resolve. Thankfully, I'm glad to say I was able to do so without taking anything worse or stronger, perhaps I should say, than some decongestants and some painkillers. So just to come to the subject of today's live stream, if you've read it, I refer to nothing being more valuable than freedom, and I think that really is a key concept and a key reason why people in the financial independence or equally just as good financial freedom movement are in the movement. If you have financial freedom, you know that you have the ability to go out and purchase whatever it is you want to purchase, within reason, obviously, depending on the sort of financial freedom that you have bought for yourself over time. Elsewhere you'll see reference to lean fire, fat fire, coasting fire, although that's a different sort of a thing. I suppose you could hypothetically have a coasting fat fire if you were able to invest a substantial amount very early in life or something like that. Hypothetically, you could maybe coast to fat fire. I would think it's extremely unusual, but maybe if you got rich parents, if they had made an investment on your behalf, coasting to fat fire could be an option. But yeah, as I say, freedom is essential. No matter what else is going on in life, nothing else matters if you don't have the freedom to enjoy it. And sometimes I get criticised by people who know me personally because I'm honestly I'm a homebody. When I was younger, I did travel a bit, not a lot in comparison to some people, but I travelled a bit. I suppose I would say, although I travelled, I maybe didn't move about a lot, but I've studied abroad and I have worked abroad. So from that point of view, I got to know a couple of countries pretty well, or at least their culture, and I did find that an enriching experience, and I certainly wouldn't discourage anybody that wants to do that from going ahead to do that, with the slight caveat that I would just add, if you are from Northern Ireland, if you're born in Northern Ireland, don't forget, if you're planning on going to the EU, if you have an Irish passport, you can legally call yourself a European citizen, and hence you automatically benefit from those rights, whereas since the UK has left the EU since Brexit, arguably some of those rights either no longer necessarily apply, or may in future be subject to change. So I would encourage anybody from Northern Ireland who's considering spending any significant amount of time in Europe, to if you were born in Northern Ireland, you've got an automatic right to a Irish passport, and I would encourage people to obtain such a passport, and to use that for your travel to Europe, so as to be able to benefit from the rights that come with it. So, that all said, as I say, sometimes I've been criticised in the past because although I did travel when I was younger, these days I'm more of a homebody. I'm quite happy in my little four walls, so to speak. And what was important to me is the knowledge that I do have the freedom, I have the right to go out, I have the right to go to the shop, I have the right to go on holiday, I've got the right to decide not to work, I've got the right to, fill in the blank. And really, the point that I want to get across to you is, you never really miss a freedom until it's been stolen. And I think that most people will understand this now. Perhaps they wouldn't have 3 years ago, but I think most people will understand this now in the context of lockdowns. Because when your rights were infringed in the way that they were, and you were told that you weren't allowed out more than your, what was it, once a day or something? The whole country were treated as prisoners. Your rights were infringed, they were stolen from you, and the harm that was done to some people, particularly younger people, who not only had their right to an education infringed, but as well as that, their freedom to be able to socialise and see their friends. The damage that has been done to those people is immeasurable, and I think the health service, if it survives, is going to be dealing with that for some decades to come. However, moving back to the normal subject of the live, if we have a bit of a look at the market as things stand for today, we can see that we've got a slight rise today, 0.68 so far. Equally, we've got a 2.25-ish rise for the week so far. And then once you start to look beyond that, things are a bit less continuous, and that basically reflects, as you can see, the pattern that we have. So the past this day and this week probably just reflects this part here. To be honest, actually, that is perfectly fine. It's for the day, it's a decent rise. It's not ridiculous, and it's not nothing at all either. If we could see that continue, that would be encouraging. Let's just see what this notification is over here. Retail favourites rise, GME. I'm not sure what that is, to be honest, but it's up 7%. AMC, again, I'm not 100% sure what that is, and it's plus 15%. As retail enthusiasm takes the lead, I don't know what that would be relating to. It's almost as if there's been some kind of a report or something on the retail sector. I don't know if that's right or not, and obviously these figures have been put into the public domain, and looks as if the market has looked favourably on that. So just in terms of our hypothetical portfolio here, let's just have a quick look and see how things are sitting. We've already talked about the the percentage changes. So average price is sitting at 62, 63 near enough, and we are currently sitting just about 1% lower than that for the portfolio value. Still potential to dollar cost average hypothetically, but I mean, even if you were to invest the same amount again, you could only make a 0.5% difference in the average price there. It's minimal. But let's go ahead and invest our usual weekly £120 in the S&P 500 exchange traded fund. This one is run by Vanguard. I think there are others available, but just check the fees. Vanguard historically has been a favourite with people in the FIRE movement and those that have looked into the statistics and mathematics of FIRE and so on, because of their typically low fees. And I suppose, like compound interest, fees being expressed as a percentage would also effectively compound over time, and even what looks like a numerically small percentage fee over time can add up to some tens and even hundreds of thousands of pounds worth of money leaving your portfolio and going to the fund managers if you don't understand what it is you've actually signed up to. So I've just sent that through. It has just executed, and I can see that the figure here has updated. So hopefully next time I come to do this next week, we should be pretty much at the £5,000 portfolio value investment point. At present, another 120 wouldn't just quite bring us to that point, but if the market continues to rise, we could surpass that. Only time will tell. So guys, I hope you've found it interesting, and as I say, please bear in mind that there is nothing in life more valuable than freedom. It's well and good, it's well and good going on holiday or doing this, doing that. I suppose maybe people might refer to that as living life, and as I say, I've been criticised in the past. Some people might say that I am not living life currently, but as I say, that to me is not that's really not a consideration as things stand at the current time. I am more interested in knowing that I have the freedom to choose where I go, when I go, who I go with, and all those sorts of things. I'm much more interested in knowing that I have that ability, that freedom, than I am in necessarily acting on it. If you see what I'm referring to there. But as I say, that is it for today. I hope you have enjoyed it. Hope you find it interesting and informative. And if you would like to see future content as and when it's posted, if you hit the notification bell, not sure if that's active before you've subscribed or not, but why not subscribe as well? And if you found this video particularly good compared to some of the others, why not give it a like? And that'll probably encourage YouTube to show it to others as well. Thank you for watching, guys. Have a great day, and I will be back again next week.